up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Sporting. Today we have Porto in the Liga Portugal at home, and then Dynamo Zagreb in the second leg of the Europa League quarterfinal. We haven't played any games in between. This is coming right off that first game against Dinamo Zagreb, where, of course, we went a man down again. We still got a 1-0 win, so, given we were down a man, it's probably about the best we could have asked for. So we've got an advantage, but it is away from home next, so that could be tough. I still think we should be favorites, but if we do get through, we'll be facing the winner of Everton Sociedad. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I doubt any of these other four teams would be able to knock off the winner. Everton have the advantage right now with the 3-2 win over Sociedad. I doubt any of those teams would be knock off one of those teams, so we'd probably have to face them eventually. I don't know, it just makes later rounds of the competition, if we get there, a little bit easier. So, big team we're going to have to get through, but I'm looking forward to it. But we need to beat Zagreb first. And we kind of need to beat Porto. But we did get helped out a little bit. I didn't notice it until I sat down to record this episode, but Benfica are on 70 points. We have 2 games in hand as well. So, if we win our games in hand, they would be 8 points behind us. And that's because Benfica choked. I showed that they had a pretty easy schedule coming up. Their 2 toughest games were their 2 next games. And they actually won both of those. But they lost to Boavista. 14th place, Boavista. So, that is massive. That is absolutely massive. I did not expect them to... Maybe they'd get a draw, but I feared they would win almost all of these games. They're going to get a draw between this Guimarães and Braga game. But they won both of those and they lost to Boavista. So that is massive. That means an 8-point gap if we win our games in hand. And that's going to start today. It does mean that even if we lose to Porto, we're in the same position I expected us to be in, because I didn't expect Benfica to lose. So, it takes a little bit of pressure off this match, but it does mean if we win this match, that is a huge win. Puts Porto out of the title race. Even right now, they're pretty far out of it, but they still have a chance. But a win here, we're in a really good spot. Really good spot. We do have some decent teams coming up, but, the way we're playing... If we don't get sendings off in every single game, which might happen, if we don't do that, I give ourselves pretty good odds to win this league. So, team for this Porto match, few rotations just because of injuries. No serious injuries. Manuel Ugarte, the only really major injury right now. And of course, he's a backup. He got injured in the last match. But it's pretty much our strongest squad. Aguilar, Caceres, Ignacio Mendes, Adan, Nunez Polina, Santos Tabata, Gonzalez Tomas, almost everyone playing really well. Center back's actually not been great, even though we haven't really been conceding much. And Santos hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad. He just has been very average. And that's better than what we've been getting from guys like Douglas Costa, so I'll take it. So yeah, I definitely think we could, going forward, we need to fix this second winger slot. Tabata, I don't have any reason to doubt him right now. So, yeah, I've got high hopes. Given how we played against Benfica, even after the sending off, we know what this team is capable of. So if we just play to the best of our abilities, Porto have been kind of a bogey team for us recently. We've had a lot of trouble against them, but this could be a big match to really set things right. We owe Porto after what happened in our last match. Go out there and get revenge. But most importantly, we need to retain our composure tonight. We cannot afford to go down a man again in this match. We cannot keep making things so hard on ourselves. We've done well to persevere, but let's just not put ourselves in that position in the first place, right? First highlight starts in the 4th minute. It starts with our throw-in down this left-hand side. Mendes to Tabata. Thiago Tomas into Pedro Gonçalves. Again, he takes a heavy touch, but they make an errant pass, and Nuno Santos picks up, but he loses it. Are we on the right speed? It seemed a little slow, but we're good. They eventually go long. Neither team seems to want to hold on to the ball right now. Pedro Gonçalves back to Mateus Nunez. Nice ball through to Aguilar. Have a couple players in the box, and it's Tomas arriving at the near post. Wonderful save from their goalkeeper. I can't say anything bad about Tomas there. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. That's about as good as he could do just to get it on target. So, yeah. Good start, though. Good start. A very good ball across from Ruben Aguilar. And just make their goalkeeper make saves. Mateus Nunez might still continue. Nuno Santos back to Tabata. That one not as good. He had a lot of space at his near post, and he hit it right to the goalkeeper. That was a pretty long first highlight, but this one I thought there might be... Okay, it's a corner. I For a second there, I thought that might have been a push or something. Looked like the players kind of stopped. I thought it was going to be a penalty, but we get away with it. Conceição putting in another corner. We need to deal with this again. And of course, it's Palhinha, our main guy in the air. Nacio's already also decent in the air, but Palhinha's the main man. 25th minute. It's going to start with a Porto goal kick. We can win this, but it is Inacio to win it. Palhinha does also win the second knockdown. Tomas on the ball. Not really where you want to see Tomas dropping deep and picking up the ball, just because that's not the kind of player he is. His dribbling is okay, but it's not amazing. A very rare chance for Nuno Mendes, and he puts it just wide. Not bad. Again, probably should be troubling the goalkeeper there, but it is a left back, so you can't really blame him too much. I mean, we've looked pretty good so far. We've had most of the attacks. Their only attack has been corners. 2 corners, and that's about it. We've looked pretty dangerous. We've put in some good balls. We've tested their keeper a couple times. Nuno Mendes, I don't know how Tomas got to that. I feel like the defender should have stopped that from getting there, but he does get a foot on it, but it does get cleared away. We get one of our first corners of the game. It's Tabata to take it. Inacio at the near post. Can't quite put it in. Puts it just over. Inacio's been great from corners this year. I think he said he has like 9 goals. That's kind of ridiculous for a guy that's not a dominant presence in the air. Getting close to halftime now, 43rd minute, and it's another goal kick for Porto. And another time, we win the ball. Nunez looking for Tomas over the top. I don't think he's going to get to that, but their defender kind of makes a mistake. A pretty poor clearance. Nuno Santos picks up on it, but there's no one in the box right now. Mateus Nunez gives it away. If we could win it again, got players in position, but they do get it back to their goalkeeper. He does go to long, but he should win that. Palhinha again winning it. Fifth midfielder's in a pretty good spot to be able to stop that long kick from the goalkeeper. Tabata down this left-hand side. If he can get a cross in towards the near post, and it's Tomas. This time he puts it in the back of the net. First time, good stop for their goalkeeper. Can't stop him this time. He had a little bit more space to put in that shot. Like the first time, there's kind of a defender blocking him off from one side, so he only had like one place he could put it. But this cross, he's just in so much space. And yeah, good finish. It's hard to miss from there, but I've seen him do it before, so got to give him a little bit of credit. Good finish. It looks like we're going to go into halftime deservedly up 1-0. We've been the much better team. They've had a slight lead to possession, but 1.7 XG to 0.3. We deserve this. We've been very good. I'm happy so far, especially against our rivals. But I know you got another gear in you for the second half. Pretty tepid start to this second half. 70 minutes in, and we've not had a single highlight. It's about time to make some changes. Mateus Nunez and Pedro Gonçalves are both not playing exceptionally well and both tired. I don't know if I want to make a double swap, but I'm definitely taking at least one of them out. I might actually do a double swap. Because if one is playing well, I'd keep him out there, but they're both tired and playing like crap. So, Bragantia, good defensively. A little bit better than Mateus Nunez, actually, so kind of makes sense. And then Michael Absher, or Michel Absher, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but more defensive than Pedro Gonçalves. Obviously not near the attacking threat, but we've got the lead, so maybe it'll backfire if they do score, because it'll be harder to get back into the game without Pedro Gonçalves. But I'm going to take a little bit of a risk, and I'm also I'm not going to change the more defensive formation. I'm just going to go slight time wasting. And I'll take no more highlights, but it looks like we might have an immediate highlight. I don't know if it's just because I made some changes or if it's a legitimate highlight, but it's another start from their goal kick. They actually win it this time, and Luis Diaz, the danger man, is through. He might be their best player. And that's the first shot on target we've seen this game. About time for a second sub. Still no highlights since that last one, and I'm still not sure that was a legitimate highlight. Tabata is absolutely exhausted. Plata can come in. Nuno Mendes is also tired. I'm going to actually switch him to support. I'm not going to change the more defensive because I don't really want to drop deep. I feel like we've done pretty well defensively playing this little bit higher line. So I could take off Mendes, but I'd have to bring on like Segovia, who's not great. Could move Escaio out there. It's probably the better option of the two, considering we don't really need goals. So I don't necessarily need a left-footed player. The last time Escaio played, he scored. So I'm going to make another change. I'm going to put him to defensive. I don't know who to take out. All the players that are tired are having a good game. So Tabata is on a yellow, though. Because of that, I think I'm going to bring in Plata. And I would rather have Nuno Santos, I think, on the left wing and Plata on the right wing. That's a better better way to have them balanced out. So let's see if we can maybe end this game with no more highlights. But I'll just take no goals from Porto at least. I'll take another goal. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Pretty boring 1-0 win, but I will take boring. And I'll definitely take a win against Porto. It's about time. They have had our number, but we were the much better team. We have been all season. Well-deserved win. That's a good win. And a good way to get one over on your rivals. Enjoy the win tonight. But tomorrow, we're back to work. Where you always are confident despite moments where it looked like it was far from comfortable. You can look at the patterns of play and the flow of the contest and see where it was going. I always felt we were in a chance here. Beating your bitter rivals must make this a particularly pleasing victory for you. I'm very happy. We deserve to win, and it definitely means more to beat a rival. Good win over Porto. Keeps ourselves top of the table. 5 points clear of Benfica with a game in hand. So we're still on pace to have that 8-point advantage, which, with not a whole lot of games left to go, is very nice. We qualify for the Champions League. It was always going to be a foregone conclusion. I feel like as we got to that end of the season, we were just pulling away from who's even in third or fourth right now? Belenenses. So we're pulling away from Belenenses. So we finally get Champions League football back. Probably should have had it last season, but I mean, yeah, we were in a good position to start. Couldn't quite turn it around. Had some tough games as well, so that was pretty tough. But we get it this year. Now we're looking to make sure we get into the group stage. Only the top 2 spots, I believe, get in the group stage. Third spot gets like the third qualifying round, which I want to go straight in the group stage. I feel confident if we do finish third that we can still get to the group stage, but I don't want to risk it. I want to go straight to the group stage, and I want to finish top 2. And that win over Porto will help us. So now the initial budgets. This is very interesting. We've got how much money in the bank? 65 million. Our current transfer budget is 33 million. Wait, is that? Oh, that must be what they just gave me. 33 million. Okay, that kind of spoiled it, but 33 million. A lot better than what we had last season. We had like 12. So 975 wage budget. How much available is that for us? Almost 100K. We can do a lot with that. Obviously, if we're getting, first team guys that are as good as the guys we've paid recently, it's going to be almost half that, if not a little bit more for one player. But we can move some of this transfer budget. I doubt we'll need it all. I'm going to try not to spend huge on like 1 or 2 players. I'm trying to do it a little bit evenly because we need some, help in multiple positions. And I kind of want to still go by the ethos of the club where they don't, like their biggest ever signing was like 19 million, something like that. If I look at the club info and the records, the highest fee ever paid is $13.7 million for Bastos. That's it. So I'm willing to go more than that, but I'm not looking to absolutely just destroy it by paying like 30 million for a dude. Unless he's just like ridiculous. Unless it's Yusufa Moukoko. I might do that for Yusufa Moukoko, but maybe we don't need him. But now we've got Zagreb coming up, so a couple days to get ready for that match. 4 days, so we've got a little bit of time to get back to fitness. So let's hope for no sendings off and just a comfortable win. And we are ready for the Dynamo match. We've unfortunately lost a few of our newest elder signings. Gareth Bale and Douglas Costa, both injured for a month and a half. Obviously, it's not massive because neither are that influential in the first team right now, but it does really hurt our depth. We only have one natural backup striker that's any good, and we got Kolo Muani still, so we're okay on the wings still with Plata and Muani. So we're still okay there. Vinagre also can play on the wing. Castillo can also play on the wing. So I think we're okay without Douglas Costa, but if we get another striker injury, we could be in a little bit of a bother. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but we're still going with almost the first team. We are also missing Caceres. Obviously, he got sent off in the last match against Dynamo, so he's not available for this one. So Segovia comes in at right center back. Ignacio is also tired. I don't know why, considering he wasn't more tired than anyone else in the team after last match. He's got decent natural fitness too, which is something that is important in getting their fitness back up. So I don't know why he's so much more tired than the rest of the team. But since we're already having to place one center back, I can't bench him. It would be idiotic to bench Ignacio right now. I can't go with a Segovia-Ditta partnership in a huge European match away from home where we win, we lose, we're out. So Ignacio's going to play. If we get a decent lead, It'd be nice to be able to take him out, but I'll run him till he can't run anymore. Other than that, pretty much the starting lineup. I'm going to go strong because I'm not going to take them lightly, even though it is Dynamo Zagreb and we played pretty well against them while being a man down. I'm not going to take them easy. I'm going to go out there full squad because I want to win this competition. We cannot allow complacency to undo all the good work done in the first leg. Go out there and play this as if you're starting from scratch. And I'm going to say it again. We need composure out there. We cannot risk another untimely sending off. How big of an absence will Sebastian Caceres be due to the suspension in this huge match? I think it's clear we'll miss him, but suspensions are a part of the game. We've got to find our way to win. Nuno Santos seems to be playing in a different position today. He's not. He's literally not. Segovia. Nope. He's just playing on the right side of center back. He's playing the same thing, just the other side. I think he's fine. Nothing's changing. Just a few changes to the lineup. 1-0 advantage. Really good form. Let's just do ourselves justice. And we're going to start with a pretty early highlight, 2 minutes in, and it's going to start with us down this left side like the last game started with Nuno Mendes. This time not from a throw-in, but from a set piece, a free kick, short free kick. We end up getting to the right side with Aguilar. Cuts a little bit inside of the winger, but he's still going to go to the byline and put in a cross. Gonzalez, Tabata. Get a little fortunate. I will accept that was pretty dang fortunate, but, they blocked 2 shots. They couldn't block the third. Falls to Nuno Santos. He does not make the mistake. He puts it in the back of the net. Aguilar does very well to get to the byline here and put in a cross. A little unlucky with the 2 blocks, but very fortunate it fell to Nuno Santos. But, he's in the right position at the right time. That's all I can ask for. We started this match off very well, but in the past couple of minutes, oh my goodness. You can see there in the past couple of minutes, they've gotten back into it. They're actually dominating possession. But again, I don't care. We've had more chances. We have the goal. But they're piling on the pressure right now. And if we make a mistake, they will capitalize. So we need to stay composed. Need to maybe go on a counterattack. They're going to find, who is this? Moharami. Oh my. We're just asking to make a huge mistake. We're just playing with the ball far too much in front of goal. Being a little too lackadaisical, but it looks like we might be able to get away with it. Towards that second half of that first half, it was just not good. It was not very good, but we're going to go into halftime with a 1-0 lead, 2-0 over the 2 legs. And of course, there are no away goals, so they will need, or if they get 2 goals at least, it goes to extra time. So we still got to be on our game. They can come back in this, but I want to score maybe 1 or 2 more goals and just put this beyond doubt. I'm far from pleased with what I've just seen from this team. We started off pretty well, but the majority of that half was dominated by Dynamo. They have far too much possession. They've had far too many chances. We have not done well enough with the chances we've been given. We're not creating enough. We need to be much better in this second half. Looks like the second half is going to start on the kickoff, and it's going to start with Dynamo Zagreb. Get down to this left-hand side. Fortunately, they've got a slight injury to their player. I don't know how good he is, but could be influential in the match. Petkovic, I know, is a pretty good striker for him, so definitely someone you need to be a little bit worried about, especially without Caceres back there. Segovia's been fine this year, and Caceres hasn't been great, so, I don't think it's a massive loss. If we're going to lose either of our center backs, it'd be Caceres. And we've done pretty well defensively. They've had quite a few chances, but they haven't scored. Pedro Gonzalez threw on goal, a little tight angle. He's going to hit the side netting. There was a lot to do there, so I can't really blame him for that. The shots on target are actually very close, and they've just absolutely dominated possession. It's like 63%. But they've not created very good chances. We still have like double their XG with the same amount of almost the same amount of shots, almost the same amount of shots on target. In front of goal, we've had better quality chances, but we need to put them away. We're under our XG. We need to put away these chances. And it's about time to make some subs. 80th minute. It's looking pretty good from here. They need to score 2 goals in 10 minutes, and we're a very good defensive team. So Gonzalez is absolutely shattered. So he's going to come out. Absher's going to come in. So is Tabata. So he's going to come out. Plata's going to come in and make that same switch. Move him over to this other side. Everyone's exhausted. Ignacio didn't come into this match healthy, and he's been awful. 6.3, the worst player on the pitch, at least on our team. Tomas has also been awful. Understandably, considering that he's not scored any of his chances. Their average ratings have actually been pretty good. Like, their average ratings are better than ours. But we're winning 1-0. Inacio and Tomas are literally the two worst players on the pitch. Who do I take out, though? I mean, I don't feel confident with Ditta and Segovia, even with 10 minutes. Even though Inacio's been just absolutely garbage. They haven't scored, so I don't understand if he's just giving the ball away a lot or what. But I'm going to take off Tomas. We're going to Paulinho. We don't need the goal, but I'd like someone up there with a little bit, maybe not more work rate, because Tomas is a pressing forward, but someone that's got a little bit more legs to do a little bit more running. Inacio's going to stay on. I just can't take him off. He's just too good of a player. Tell the team to focus. See if we can see out these last 5 minutes. I think it's going to be okay. Done a little bit better the second half of the second half. Plata getting the ball here from the corner. Puts it back in. Paulinho couldn't quite get the goal. Brought him in. Had a chance. But all I wanted to do is just have good work rate for the rest of this match. Just work hard. Prevent easy passes from their defense. Pressure their defense. Maybe score a goal. Paulinho. 8th goal. And he's only played like 8 games. Starts and sub appearances. He's barely played for us in any competition. And he's been twice as good, in terms of goals at least, than Gareth Bale. Again, he's kind of like Tomas, where he doesn't do much. If he's not scoring, he does more, but he doesn't do much. Not like Bale does, but I mean, goals win games. He's scoring, Bale isn't. So Bale is definitely gone. Again, Paulinho is another guy I think I might be looking to move on. Just like, he's been good. Let's go, Abisher. Just banging in goals at the end of this half. I mean, it's already over, but like I said, Paulinho's been good, but he's also being paid like $30K a week. And I don't know if he quite justifies those wages. Ends up being 3-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. It wasn't that comfortable. We were good. We were much better. Like, almost triple their XG. Possession, though, I mean, even though I said I don't care, I don't want it to be that bad. Obviously, if we're creating, I'm still going to be okay with it, but I'd like to be a little bit more than that. Pretty good game, though. They were in it, but they were at home. We were without one of our starting center backs, but other than that, we're full strength, so I can't really make an excuse, but 4-0 over 2 legs, fine by me. That's how you handle a 2-legged tie. Very well done. I'm very happy with your response in that second half as well, especially defensively. Great overall performance. Great win. But we know we got another tough one in the next round. That was a really impressive performance, even considering your recent form, right? I'm happy with the way we're playing, and more results like this will be very welcome. Despite only having 38% possession, you've still managed to win. Did you intend to allow Dynamo Zagreb quite so much of the ball? Not at all. I'd have liked us to have shown a little bit more quality on the ball, but we just couldn't manage it today. A win's a win, though, however scrappy they come. A deflected goal from Paulinho seemed to give you a much-needed stroke of luck. I don't think it was that big of a deflection. Paulinho deserves a lot of credit. I didn't even notice the deflection. I guess it came off the foot of a defender, but... Okay, we're facing Everton. Holy cow, they beat Sociedad 4-0. 7-2 over the 2 legs. That's a little scary. That's a lot scary. I know Everton aren't world beaters, but still, like, Sociedad are a pretty good team. The other 2 to go through are Trabzonspor and Nice after a 3-0 win away from them, actually, in a 1-1 draw. So, I mean, I'm pretty confident if we can get past Everton. The winner of Trabzonspor Nice, I feel pretty confident against one of them. So, but obviously, the next round is going to be the hardest. The semifinal against Everton. I don't know if it's our biggest match of the season. Obviously, the Europa Conference League doesn't have it's not the Champions League. And the league's been very important for us. Try to win the league this year, but it's going to be a big match. It's definitely going to be a big match. And those matches are not very far from now. 3 games in between. Then we get the first leg at home against Everton. And then 2 games later, the away leg. I don't know. I don't know how confident I am. Everton are a good team. How are they doing in the Premier League? 11th. That makes me a little bit more confident. I mean, we can definitely beat them. I think we're as good. I don't think they're like a much better team than Porto or Benfica, and we've played pretty well against those 2 teams. They're obviously a step up from Dynamo Zagreb, but if we can not get a man sent off, I think we can do really well in this home leg. I mean, we saw what we did away from home against Zagreb, scoring 3 goals, and how we held on with down a man in that home leg. So I'm confident. We've got obviously the Benfica match and the Taça Portugal second leg coming up, but since we lost 4-0 in the first leg, I'm not expecting much, so I'm probably not going to come back for that. I don't see the comeback happening. We might get a few goals, but I mean, we put 5 past Benfica. I don't know. I don't know how confident I should be. It's a lot to come back from. I'll still give it a shot, but if we get through that leg, obviously I'll show the final. But so I think we don't need to show that necessarily. I definitely want to show both these legs against Everton, though. 2 huge matches, so we'll be back for that. That's going to be the end of this episode. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell? The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.